Okay, so hello everyone. Our topic is about macros. And we are the last group, group 7. Okay, so let's introduce the members. First we have Rosas, and me, Lawag, Malik, and Padilla. Okay, so what is macros? Macros are automated actions or sets of commands in Microsoft Word. Essentially, they allow you to record repetitive tasks and execute them with a single click or shortcut. So in short, yung macros is ginagamit siya pang-automate ng tasks, lalo na kapag paulit-ulit yung mga ginagawa and kapag marami yung gagawin sa documents. Okay, so we have two types of macros. First one, we have keystroke macros. These are simple macros created by recording your actions in Word without writing any code. They're ideal for users who want to automate tasks but don't have programming experience. So, paano nga ba ito gumagana? Word record the sequence of actions like keystrokes, formatting changes, etc. and replace them when the macro is run. So, yung gamit po ng keystroke macros is applying consistent formatting or inserting common text blocks across documents. So, an example here is recording a macro that changes the font size of selected text to 14 pp and makes it bold. So, simple actions lang po siya. And then, second, we have scripted macros, Visual Basic for applications. These macros are more advanced and involve writing code in VBA, which allows deeper customization and complex automation beyond what is possible with recorded macros. So, paano nga ba gumagana to? So, you write custom VBA scripts that can manipulate Word documents and handle more sophisticated tasks, such as loops, conditional logic, and interacting with other Office applications like Excel. So an example of it is writing a macro that replaces specific words across all open Word documents, or generates a table of contents with custom styles. So yun po. So ano nga ba yung difference sa dalawa, no? Yung keystroke macros po is hindi na po siya nagre-require ng coding. And yung scripted macros naman po is nagre-require po siya ng VBA coding. Sa flexibility, yung keystroke po is limited lang po siya sa recorded actions. While yung scripted macros naman po is highly customizable and dynamic. Or mas complex po yung mga kaya niyang gawin. Sa use case naman, sa keystroke macros is simple and repetitive tasks lang. While yung scripted macros is yun nga, complex operations and logics. Okay, that's the end of my part. The next part is to be reported by Rochelle Padilla. When would you use macros?
Good day everyone, my name is Rochelle Padilla and I'm going to discuss the uses of macros in Microsoft Word. So when would you use macros? Since macros automate frequently used functions, they can significantly increase productivity and save time with just a click of a button. You might use them to, number 1, standardize document formatting. Formatting consistency is crucial, especially when we're dealing with large documents or multiple files that need to look the same. With macros, you can automate the specific formatting styles like font, margin, line spacing, and section headers across your entire document. Example is meron tayong weekly report na nangangailangan ng specific styles, headings, or tables. Pwede tayong gumamit ng macro sa isang pindot lang at ma-apply niyo yung mga styles na yon automatically. Tsaka masasave din yung time natin sa pag-format ng document manually. Number 2, integrate with other applications. One of the most powerful uses of macros is the ability to connect Microsoft Word with other applications such as Excel, Outlook, or Access. Sa macros, pwede tayong mag-import ng data mula sa Excel papuntang Word at kaya naman gumawa tayo ng mga reports na gumagamit ng iba't ibang information mula sa iba't ibang sources. Nakakatulong ito lalo na kapag maraming sources ang kailangan sa report or analysis na gagawin natin. Number 3, perform complex or repetitive calculations. While Microsoft Word is not primarily a calculation tool, macros allows you to perform calculations within the document. This is particularly useful if we are generating documents with complex tables or datasets that require calculations. Example is kung kailangan ng mabilisang computation or data manipulation sa ating document, pwede tayong gumamit ng macros at makakatulong ito upang hindi na natin gawin yung calculations ng mano-mano sa document natin. So, number 4, automate repetitive tasks. Macros can save you time and effort by automating repetitive tasks. So, sa mga gawain na paulit-ulit, tulad ng pag-aayos ng format or pag-i-insert ng pare-parehong content sa document natin, malaking tulong yung macros. Imbes na ulit-ulitin natin yung bawat steps, sa isang pindot lang gamit ang macros is automatic niya nang magagawa yun. So, sa ganitong paraan, mas mapapadali yung work natin, mas mapapabilis matapos yung work natin, lalo na kung maraming documents tayong gagawin.
Let's now move on to the steps in how to record macros. So the step number 1, as you can see here, is to ensure that the developer tab is visible in the ribbon. So, meron na tayong record macros na option dun sa my view tab, pero kailangan pa rin natin ng developer tab kasi dito natin makikita yung other features na hindi agad-agad mahahanap sa my view tab. So, kung wala ka pang developer tab, ang gagawin mo lang is pupunta ka sa my word options na dialog box sa loob ng file, and then click mo lang yung options, tapos lalabas na itong dialog box. So, punta tayo sa my ribbon. As you can see here, nasa left hand side, up, at i-check nyo lang yung box na katabi ng developer. So, click OK at lalabas na agad yung developer tab sa ribbon nyo. So, in step 2, kapag nakita na natin na meron tayong developer tab, click nyo lang yan and agad naman makikita yung mga options dito for recording macros. We have record macro, Visual Basic, which you can use to code your personal macro, and other features. So, in step number 3, we can just click the basic and default record macro here na kung saan lalabas yung record macro dialog box. The dialog box contains the change name, kung saan mo to pwedeng i-assign sa button ba or keyboard shortcut, kung saan mo to i-store, and syempre yung description ng macro mo, which is optional. So, step number 4 naman, make sure to name your macros accordingly. So, pwede natin gawin yan in the macro name field, which is itong mahabang box. So, make sure lang, kapag mag-name tayo ng macros, make sure na ito ay descriptive or ito yung pangalan na alam natin agad kung ano yung gamit niya. And step 5, syempre, pipili ka ng option kung saan mo ito i-assign. Pero first is to keyboard. I-assign muna natin siya sa keyboard kasi kapag nag-word naman tayo, ang gamit natin mostly ay keyboard shortcuts lang. So, to lessen the clicks and just time efficient to use your keyboard shortcuts. So, after mo i-click yung keyboard option, lalabas ulit tong dialog box na nagko-contain ng other tabs where you can press a new shortcut key for your macro. Let's now tackle the steps in how to record macros. So, obvious naman, dapat may nakabukas ka ng Microsoft Word. And the first step is to make sure na visible yung developer tab natin. So, kung wala ka pa niyan, we can go to File, select Options, and dito sa left-hand side, punta tayo sa Customize Ribbon. And then, make sure lang na may check itong developer option. Click OK, and that should appear over there. The easier way is to just right-click the empty space, make sure na naka-check ito, and same results will apply. Clicking the developer tab, makikita agad natin yung mga options in recording our macro. Ito, the very basic one, and the option to code using Visual Basic for our macro. For now, let's just use this record macro, and this will pop up a dialog box where we can change the name, choose where to assign it, and kung saan natin to isisave. And of course, kung ano yung description ng macro mo. So, pag mag-name tayo ng macro, make sure lang na ito ay descriptive. Avoid using the default one kasi hindi naman natin alam kung ano agad yung magagawa ng macro na yon. So, let's try styles doc. Another thing to note, bawal yung may space dito. Record macro, styles doc, assign it to keyboard for now, and then it will display this dialog box where we can create our new shortcut key, which will be further discussed by Ms. Malik.
Next is step 6. Choose where you want to store the macro. To store it on the document you're working on, select Document. To make the macro available for any document, select All Documents. So yung pinagkaiba ng dalawang yan, kapag sa document mo in-store yung macro mo, magagamit mo lang siya sa document kung saan mo siya ginawa. While sa all document naman, from the word all, magagamit mo siya sa lahat ng document na pinagtatrabauhan mo. You have the options to add a description for the macro and the description field. Sa description field naman, kung gusto mo magdagdag ng additional details sa macro na gagawin mo, dito mo siya ilalagay. Although this part is optional. And kapag natapos ka na, click OK to start recording. And ngayong nagre-record na siya, you can now proceed to step 8. Perform the actions you want to record. This can include typing, formatting text, inserting content, applying styles, and any other actions you want to automate. So later, magkakaroon tayo ng example demo para mas maintindihan nyo. Kapag natapos ka na sa format or such, click Stop Recording on Developer tab or go back to the Record Macro dialog box and click Stop Recording. So, next topic naman is about creating keyboard shortcuts for macro. Here, we will thoroughly explain on how to create keyboard shortcuts unlike kanina na pinasadahan lang natin siya. So, first step, pumunta ka sa File tab and then sa may left pane, select Options. After that, find and select Customize ribbon on the left pane of Word Options dialog box. Next step, make sure to save or store your macro in all documents para magamit mo pa rin yung macro na gagawin mo into another document. So here in description, hindi na muna ako maglalagay. It's up to you. And I will name my macro as macro1 and assign it into keyboard muna. So pagka-click mo ng keyboard, ito yung lalabas. Press the new shortcut key you want. So here I will click the Ctrl and W keys and automatic na siyang malalagay dyan. Pagkatapos niyan, click Assign and then Close button to start recording. So kung makikita nyo, nagre-record na siya. Sinusundan or dinedetect niya lahat ng performance ng mouse cursor nyo. So you can now perform the actions you want to record as well. Let's say, gusto mong palitan yung format ng title na to. So select the title and pwede ka nang mamili ng format na gusto mong gawin. For example, gusto ko tong i-bold. Gusto ko rin siyang i-center. And then, lakihan yung font niya into 16. So, kapag na-perform mo na yung actions na gusto mong ma-record, you can now click the Stop Recording on the Developer tab. So, ready to use na yung macro mo. At kung merong bang sentence na gusto mong i-format tulad ng format na ginawa mo kanina, you don't need to manually reformat it. By just clicking the keys you combined earlier, which is Ctrl-W as our example, mapo-format na siya agad ng ganyan kadali. So, paano naman kapag gusto mong gamitin yung button sa macro mo? Same steps pa din, but this time, choose the button 1. Pagka-click mo ng button, ayan ang lalabas. Click the name of your macro, and then add, and then modify button to customize the icon of your macro button. So, for example, gusto ko is smiley face. You can click the smiley face icon. Kung gusto mo siyang pangalanan, you can do it here in display name.
After that, click OK and then OK button to start recording. So kung mapapansin nyo, nagre-record na ulit siya. And pwede mo nang gawin yung format na gusto mong ma-record ulit. So, for example, gusto mo tong naka-center. Gusto mo siyang i-justify. Gusto mo rin siyang palitan ng font into Times New Roman. And kapag nasatisfy ka na sa format na gusto mo, click the Stop Recording on Developer tab at ready to use na ulit yung macro mo. So kung merong another paragraph na gusto mong i-format tulad ng format na ginawa mo kanina, you can do it by just clicking the icon of your button you customized earlier. Here's a quick access toolbar. So, yung icon na napili ko is cross icon. And as you can see, na-format siya automatically.
So now, we're gonna discuss about creating keyboard shortcuts for macros. Step 1, we're gonna need to choose File and select Options. And in the Word Options dialog box, go to the left pane and select Customize Ribbon. Pagka-open mo ng Customize Ribbon, pipindutin mo yung Customize sa ibaba. And in the Categories list, scroll down to Macros and select the macro for which you want to create a new shortcut. 5. If no shortcut key has been assigned to the macros, or if you want to create a new assigned shortcut key for the macros, select the Press New Shortcut Key text box. Step 6. Enter the shortcut key you want to use to access your macro. So step 7, select the Save Changes and drop-down arrow and choose Normal to apply all the changes to all documents created in Word. And step 8, select Assign. And step 9, select Close to save your changes kapag tapos mo nang i-assign yung shortcut key na kailangan mo. And that's how creating keyboard shortcuts for macros works. So now, agad ako na tayo sa creating keyboard shortcuts for macros. Now, you can select File and open Options. So pagka-open mo ng Options, you can go to Customize Ribbon. And now, you need to press Customize. After pressing Customize, may lalabas na categories list in which you will scroll down para mahanap yung macros. Pagkahanap mo sa macros, you can now select the macro for which you want to create a new shortcut. Ngayon naman, kung wala ka pang shortcut key para sa macro mo, you can go to Press New Shortcut Key text box wherein dyan mo i-input yung shortcut key para sa macro mo. So after setting up lahat ng shortcut keys na kailangan mo, you can now select Save Changes and choose Normal para ma-apply lahat ng changes in all document created in your Word. You can now select Assign and Close. Pagtapos nito, pipindutin ko yung shortcut key na ginamit ko and makikita naman natin yung pagbabago. And that's all for creating keyboard shortcuts for macros.